The clinical supervision cycle. As adapted from the different clinical supervision models, the clinical supervision cycle follows 4 basic steps, and the fourth is taking action on the results of the post-observation conference. Number 1, the pre-observation conference. The purpose of the pre-observation conference are obtain information as to students, teachers' intentions or purpose or the outcomes of the lesson, subject matter, teaching strategies, and evaluation of student learning. Letter B. Establish specific plans for carrying out the lesson by the student teacher. Letter C. Establish an agreement between the instructional leader and the student teacher on the aspects of on the aspects feedback that will be emphasized. And pre-observation conference should be done in a friendly manner. Number 2, or the second one, the observation. This is an actual observation of what transpires in a period of time as the actual teaching. The purpose are: letter A, view the actual teaching learning as planned in the pre-observation conference. Letter B, record observations gathered through a random scan or systematic observation and collecting and recording data. Some of the points to closely observe include: number 10 to na dapat na i-observe natin sa observation: motivation, cueing and reinforcement, classroom management, communication skills, questioning, mastery of content or subject matter, class interaction, assessment of learning, learners' behavior, and overall lesson implementation. Next, ang the third is number 3, the post-observation conference. Ano to? This is the face-to-face interaction between the supervisor and the student teacher for the following purposes. So, ito yung mga purpose. Letter A, provide feedback as basis for the improvement of teaching and learning. Letter B, engage student teachers to comment on the observations made. Letter C, find solutions for the observations that need improvement. Letter D, celebrate the success of the student teacher by giving encouraging remarks. So, ang fourth one is the reflection. This last step provides the practice teacher to write a learning journal, which will be guided by the following reflective questions. Ito yung mga dapat sagutan niya. Letter A, number 1, what I have learned today. Number 2, what else do I need to learn? Number 3, if I do a similar lesson, how will I improve it? So, this step will also provide opportunity for the student teacher to plan for the next lesson or activity based on the result of the post-observation conference. And clinical supervision in their last year of undergraduate academic year prepares future teachers to be ready to take on the task when they begin as novice teachers. Pre-service clinical instruction will enormously facilitate complex job of leading instructional change for quality learning. So, dito na tayo sa instructional supervision in service teacher education. Ano to? As introduced in the previous chapter, instructional leadership is incumbent upon school heads and classroom teachers. Considering the two clusters of professionals in the public education system, there are around 44,592 school heads in both elementary and secondary schools. Among the teachers, 44,038 are master's teachers and 591,103 are classroom teachers. Thus, this section will address a total of 679,733 public school heads, master teachers, and classroom teachers who are all involved in instructional supervision and instructional leadership. According to Glickman in 1990, supervision is the glue that holds successful school together. Ano ang supervision? Ito daw ang glue na nag-hold sa successful school together. And supervision is a process by which some person or group or people is responsible for providing a link between individual teacher needs and organizational goals that individuals within the school can work in harmony toward their vision of what the school should be. So, with the emergence of the new national curriculum or the K-12, ASEAN integration and global educational reforms, there is an absolute need to revisit instructional supervision concepts that are applicable to these reforms. As vehicle of For professionalism, so as vehicle for professionalism of school heads and teachers through collaboration and collegiality. And next, instructional supervision will ultimately improve learning outcomes and quality learning in schools. It will enhance the empowerment of teachers and transformational leadership. So the figure on the succeeding page shows the general cycle of instructional supervision as a process and product which will serve as guide in this chapter. So, ano ba ang mga duties and responsibilities of instructional supervisors? Based on the Instructional Supervision Handbook developed by BESRA for the Department of Education, the primary function of instructional supervisors is to provide support for teachers, professional growth and development in the improvement of teaching and learning outcomes. Specifically, there are 4 areas where the instructional supervisors can provide support to the teachers which correspondingly identify their duties and responsibilities. So, ano yung 4 na yon? A. Instructional support for teacher effectiveness and efficiency. B. Teacher capability building. Letter C. Curriculum enhancement. And letter D. Assessment of learning outcomes. So, ano yung mga instructional support for teacher effectiveness and efficiency? So, meron dyan ang duties and responsibilities of a supervisor. So, number 1, assumes leadership and supervises teachers on the improvement of teacher learning process of instructional programs. Number 2, dapat ang teacher nag-motivate and support teachers to attain peak performance. Next, dapat sila ang nag-assist sa teachers in identifying strengths and growth area through monitoring and evaluation. So, ang supervisor din ang nag-provide sa professional, technical, and instructional assistance to teachers and schools. Ang supervisor din ang nagpo-provide ng department programs and projects to improve teaching and learning. Ang supervisor din ang nag-promote the efficiency of teaching and learning in all classes through observation. Ang supervisor din ang nag-evaluate performance of teachers. So, dito na tayo sa letter B, ang teacher capability building. Ano ang mga dapat na gawin dito ng supervisor? So, ang duties and responsibilities of the supervisor is number 1, organizes seminars, workshops, and other in-service training programs. Number 2, sila yung nag-conduct ng seminars, workshops, and other professional development programs. Sila rin ang nag-serves as consultant or resource person in various teacher professional development activities. Sila din ang nag-initiate action research designed to improve instruction and academic performance. Sila rin nag-conduct ng action research designed to improve teaching and learning. So, letter C, ano ang mga gagawin ng mga supervisor? Curriculum enhancement. Anong mga duties and responsibilities nila? First, sila ang nag-implement, monitor, supervises, and assesses the school curriculum to assure higher learning outcomes. Sila rin ang nag-evaluate sa learning outcomes vis-a-vis the curriculum. Nire-recommend din nila ang changes in policies affecting curriculum instruction, and they localizes, indigenizes, and implemented curriculum. Sila rin nag-develop and promote innovative and effective teaching learning approaches, strategies, and techniques. Sila rin nag-implement, innovative, and alternative delivery of teaching and learning. Sila rin nag-act as consultant in publication. Sa letter D, assessment of learning outcomes. Ano yung duties and responsibilities of a supervisor? Sila ang undertakes regular evaluation of learners' achievements as basis for teachers' professional development programs. Sila rin nag-ensure sa use of wide range of assessment processes and tools. Sila rin nag-evaluate learning outcomes vis-a-vis the curriculum and assist teachers in identifying strength and growth areas through monitoring and observation. So overall, these duties and responsibilities are anchored on standards and sound principles for instructional supervision. Now, let's proceed sa standards, principles for instructional supervision for school heads and teachers. So, as developmental process, instructional leaders, both the supervisor and supervisee, should be guided by the following standards and principles. Ano ba yung mga standard principles na ito? Democratic supervision, collegiality and collaboration, professional development and teacher, ethical teaching, inquiry reflective teaching, diversity of teachers and learners, clinical supervision, formative teacher evaluation, curriculum supervision, teacher action research. Okay. Pag sinabi nating democratic supervision, ito yung from the autocratic and authoritarian inspectoral supervision, the shift is towards participatory and supportive practices. Pag collegiality and collaboration, this principle does not reduce the authority of the school heads over their teachers. It is simply bringing all the same level of playing field when discussing about instruction, learning, and teaching. It is a sharing of ideas in the solution of education problem. Again, collegial collaboration, sharing of ideas in the solution of education problems that concern the whole school community. Pag professional development and teacher support, making recognition that instructional supervision is towards professional development of teachers through support and technical assistance. Next, number 4, pag sinabi nating ethical teaching, there should be a recognition that teaching is bound by universal ethical standards but are influenced by local cultural belief and values of the community. Ano naman yung number 5, inquiry and reflective teaching. Dapat daw ang every teacher as well as school head should provide opportunities for each to acquire and reflect as problem solvers. Diversity of teachers and learners, similar but different. Next is one size fits all. Sa clinical supervision, one of the most popular process of instruction supervision is clinical approach. The cyclical process has been found to be effective even among pre-service teachers. Ano naman ang formative teacher evaluation? Ito ang support mechanism. Formative teacher evaluation should be given importance as support mechanism. Ang curriculum supervision naman, ang heart of the instructional supervision. Ano ang heart of instructional supervision? Curriculum supervision. And the elements of curriculum which are planning, implementing, and evaluating should be considered as important facets of supervision. And lastly, the teacher action research. Ito ay every teacher is an action researcher. Teaching should be informed by the empirical data that are results of practice, and likewise, teaching practice should generate new knowledge that will improve learning.